people want to get cold before having the passion. Passion equals the state of your heart. Passion, which equals to the state of your heart in this context now, is what guides your calling. How faithful am I to that particular cause that God has assigned to me, despite all odds? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always returning to watch my videos. I appreciate every single one of you. This is Chit Chat with Joy, where we talk about faith, lifestyle, we talk about everything, complete package. So you might want to subscribe to get premium content for maximum enjoyment and all good vibes here. It's all good vibes. So one thing that has been on my mind lately, or I've been just, thinking of, resonating on, is passion and calling. Yeah, two words, two keywords, passion and calling. And and the Lord said to me, he said, passion precedes calling. And I was wowed. It's funny how my generation, like most people, want to get called before having that passion. But the Lord said to me that your passion precedes your calling, not your calling, not the other way around, basically. And I've just been thinking about it. I don't know about you, but this struck me so hard. And I decided to bring it to the vlog to talk about, because, you all are my faves, my family members. I must talk about it. We learn together. So he said passion precedes calling. And I'm like, wow. And many people, many people want to get called before having the passion. They want to, have that calling first. There's a call upon your life, then they begin to build passion. But the Lord said to me that it is the other way around. Passion precedes calling. Passion equals the state of your heart. Different definition of passion. Passion is what you love doing. Passion is something that you are inclined to and all that. But he said passion refers to the state of your heart, refers to where your heart is. And I've never heard this definition. This definition, it was like, I don't know. Guys, I'm sorry if I'm looking amazed, because I'm still amazed, But I just wanted to share. This video is not really an official video. We must understand that as important as your calling is, so is passion also. Because remember, I already established that passion equals the state of your heart. So if passion equals the state of your heart, it means that as important as that assignment is, so also is the state of your heart. Somebody say, yeah. But this is so serious and so intense, because if your heart is not in the right condition, the calling is equals to zero. Let me bust your bubble now. Passion, which equals to the state of your heart in this context now, is what guides your calling. And we already established that calling is your ordained ministry, your ministry as ordained by God, right? Passion, which equals the state of your heart, is what guides your ministry as ordained by God. So if we do not train our passion, if we do not work on it, if we do not groom it, then it means that our calling can become wayward. What I'm trying to say is that your passion, which is the state of your heart, precedes your calling. The state of your heart precedes your calling. It is what guides your calling. It is what even ushers you into your calling. So many people are really expecting that they get called before they start to, before they start to build passion. Many people think that they get called before they start to invoke that passion in them, before they have a heart for God. So the summary of it is that where I'm driving at is that you cannot have a ministry or have a calling without first having a heart for God, which equals to passion. Here are some questions you need to ask yourself. I feel like there are questions that we must ask ourselves to know whether we are being passionate or not, whether we have a heart for God or not. Questions that you basically need to answer. Then you can now say, oh, I have a heart for God, I'm passionate, and do I have a ministry and other things and other stuff. So here are some questions we need to ask ourselves as believers. The first one is, why am I doing this? Okay, yes, fine. You might not be a singer, you might not be a preacher, you might not be a pastor, but maybe you are in the ministry of you are in the movie industry, for example, and you need to ask yourself as a believer, why am I doing this? Okay, why am I here? If you can answer this question, and it's funny how we do not know that our heart or our passion for God is not alright. And we think, in fact, this one is very, very rampant, because sometimes I think like that. Sometimes you think that your heart, your motive for doing this particular thing is right. Meanwhile, your motive is far from what the Lord will have you do. Yes, you are at the right place. You are in your ordained place of assignment, but the motive is not right. The heart is not right. The passion is not right. The passion is wrong. The intention and the motive is not set right. So most times, I feel like have, people have ulterior motives when carrying out an assignment. So I want you to ask yourself, in fact, I already asked myself that question. I'm like, okay, if the Lord has said, do this, I'm like, why am I doing this? Is it because the Lord said? Is it because I want to please God? Is it because I want to fulfill God's desire over my life? Is it because I want to be seen? Is it because I want to be heard? Is it because I want to be understood? Is it because I want to feel loved? Is it because I want to fly? I want to reach, I want to break new ground? Is it because I want to become popular, famous? Is it because I am thirsty for attention? See, this thing is deep. It's deeper than what I'm saying actually, but I want you to just ponder on it. I want you to think about it very well. I'm still even thinking about it. So it's deep, like I said, and we might actually revisit this particular topic again. Who knows? There is always a motive behind every calling. I want to ask yourself is, how faithful am I? See, these questions can be choky, guys. Like, they are not questions that you might not even have answers to them yet, but just continue to think about it. How faithful I am. How faithful am I, rather? I feel like people treat God's God's calling most times, or things that God has placed in their hands, trivial, and they make a big deal out of other things. For example, now God has said, I want you to be empowering girls, and at the same time you have your job. You are a working class lady. I'm not saying don't work, don't do your business, but I feel like most times people prioritize, what they do rather than what God has given to them. Oh, I can always do it in my own, at my own convenience. I can always organize a seminar at my own convenience when I'm free, when I'm less busy and all that. People prioritize other things in their hands than what God has actually placed in their hands. So ask yourself that question. How faithful am I to the things that God has said I should do? You might also want to ask yourself, to what end? To what end? Is it 5 years time, 10 years time? To what end? To what end is it? Is it till eternity? To what end actually? So these are the questions, or some of the questions that we need to ask ourselves. These are the questions that makes us conscious and know whether our heart is in the right place or not, or whether our passion, still guides our calling. So ask yourself these questions. They might be hard to answer, but just keep asking. So passion is giving all you've got. Passion is intentionality. Passion is being committed, putting your soul and energy to like a particular thing. For example, now I'll take this channel, for an example. I was passionate about it, but like not passionate, not really passionate about it, But of recent, I even stay up late. I stay up late to edit vlogs. I stay up late to edit thumbnails, and it's not something that I would usually do, But because I'm passionate about it, I invest my time, resources. So passion is all about investing your time and your resources into a particular thing. A heart for God equals time, equals energy, equals resources. It entails a lot of things, and all that things are what birth your calling. All that things are what enable it. It guides your calling. Okay, God has called you, fine, Abi, He has called you. If you have not invested your money into that calling, or the money God has given you, basically, because he provides for those that He calls and all that. But if you do not intentionally make moves, like investing money, your time, and your resources, your energy into it, then there is no direction for the calling. It becomes directionless. So passion is what guides our calling. It channels our calling to the right place. So guys, that was how I was asking myself these questions. I asked myself, why do I do the things that I claim, I do for God? Why do I do them? Is it because I love God? Is it because I want God to bless me? Is it because I want to identify with Christ? Is it because a lot of reasons? So we must ask ourselves this question. So the last thing I'd like to leave you guys with is that God looks at the heart before the act, and heart, H-E, I'll place it on the screen. God looks at the heart before the act, A-C-T. My people draw near to me with their lips, but they are far from me. So if God sees that your heart is in the right place and you have the right heart, then he begins to look at your act. Forget all those activities that people do in church, that they are running up and down. The state of the heart is what comes first before God. If God sees that your motive for doing this particular thing is pure, and good, then God looks at the act. God looks at the things you do, and God blesses you in return. So guys, I really had a nice time, talking about this. I would love to have this particular conversation again, and God willing, we might just revisit it. Who knows? We might just revisit it. But let me know what you think. Let me know your own views. Let me know if these questions has ever crossed your mind. Let me know if you think passion precedes calling. Just share your experience, basically, if you have one, and share this video to 1 or 2 persons that you love, your family members, your neighbors, your friends, your acquaintance, even your enemy. But then I'll see you guys next time, because we've come to the end of this video. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and make sure you share, engage. Don't go anywhere. I'll see you guys on my next one.